Hi everyone. I'm recording on my webcam, so it's not going to be fantastic quality, but it's a little bit easier for me to do this with that rather than trying to like set my phone up, and it's always a disaster. I'm going to fold some laundry while I talk a little bit about today and talk a little bit about today. So today is the 1 year anniversary of Eric being diagnosed with leukemia, and I was not anticipating that I was gonna have an easy day with it necessarily, but it was a rough day for many reasons. It was rough in the sense of like thinking about the fact that it's been a year and remembering and kind of reliving that day and those moments of hearing the diagnosis and kind of trying to process that. And it was also just a rough day because Lex was in a bad mood and very cranky and clingy, and we had not the best night last night of sleep. He was awake for I think 3 hours in the middle of the night, which I don't know exactly why he does that so often, but it's really getting more and more difficult as time goes on, and he does it more and more, or not more and more, but just continues to do it. So I was just in a bad mood to start with this morning, just tired. He has been like at the tail end of a cold for a little while, and overnight last night kind of got more stuffy, and so we were gonna go to kind of a play group thing this morning and decided not to do that because didn't want to get anyone else sick, and he was just not feeling fantastic. So just a rough morning, and then he finally did take a good nap, and I got a break, and that helped. And I also was able to post a to make a post on a group of my mom friends and just kind of say what was on my mind, and what today has been like and what this past year has been, and thank them for their support because they are a group of people who have really been there for me. I don't talk a lot about what's going on, but they will ask. They were there when he was diagnosed, bringing me meals and really kind of rallying around me. And they are people who I feel confident are on my side. And I hate to talk about sides, but there has been kind of this ongoing issue that I don't think I've mentioned before, where basically I've lost a couple of friends who weren't really my friends. They were Eric's friends, which is why they have, I'm not going to say sided with him, because this is not a thing about taking sides, but their loyalty lies with him, and they have, for some reason, not been able to see or understand how difficult things have been from my perspective, and are very quick to jump to the conclusion that like I'm not doing things the way that I should be, and I'm not taking care of him correctly, and whatever. So there's one friend in particular who kind of has that view, and that's fine, whatever. Like, she's still in our lives, but it's definitely created some distance. But my mother-in-law is also a huge source of that, and has kind of tried to turn Eric's family against me. And it has worked to an extent, but thankfully lately my sister-in-law unfortunately got kind of swept up in my mother-in-law's stuff, and she recently came around and realized that what she was being told was probably not really the truth and she should just talk to me. And so we talked, and we are on great terms now, and we've healed that relationship. But it is so frustrating when you're at a time when you need more support than ever, and all of a sudden you feel like people just turn and abandon you and aren't interested in being there for you and can't even try to understand what you're going through, and think that you should be doing things differently, think that they know what it's like, what you're going through, think that they know how you should be acting and how you should be living your life. And it's just exhausting and really frustrating and becomes really lonely. So this group of mom friends who I met because our kids are all the same age, we met in mom's group, and they have been they've been my village. I called them my village, and they have been there when I've been having a rough time. They've been there just for us to have people to hang out with. We have a group every week, usually on Wednesday mornings. This morning it didn't happen, but they have really been there for me in a way that people that I would have expected would be there for me have not. And so it's really nice, and I'm really glad that I have that group. And so I was able to reach out to them and kind of pour my heart out a little bit, and got a huge outpouring of support and love, and amazing comments about how people think that I'm just this super strong person, and stuff that I don't necessarily believe about myself, and it's kind of hard to hear it, but the fact that these other people think this about me it really is touching, and it makes me want to try to believe that about myself. And these are people that I respect, and they're my friends. And so anyway, I'm kind of tearing up now talking about it. But so today has just been hard, and I am exhausted. I was putting Lex to bed and fell asleep for a little while before he fell asleep, but I was kind of snoozing on and off, and just really need to get some decent sleep. So I need to get things done and get to bed soon. It's almost 9 o'clock. But I'm sitting here, had some frozen yogurt, having a little bit of wine, watching an episode of Gilmore Girls on Netflix, and gonna head to bed soon. And just hope that tomorrow is better, and this next year brings some easier times. I think one of the hardest things is that this past year, I had all of these ideas of where we would be at this point in our lives, and pretty much all of that has not happened, and it's pretty much all on hold until, who knows, maybe in a few months things will start to kind of get back on track, but it might not be for another year or more. And it's really hard to be in just kind of a holding pattern and not really be able to move forward with our lives. And in a lot of ways, I don't feel like I actually have a husband. We don't see each other very often because he is in his room sleeping, resting, whatever. And we certainly don't have a relationship like we used to. I mean, we'll talk sometimes, but it's not what it was, and it's not what I would hope it would be, and I hope that it is something that we are able to rebuild. I mean, I really hope that it is, but it's really been hard to see that kind of fall apart and not really be able to do very much about it. So anyway, all right, so I'm gonna end this. I'm not gonna do very much editing to it, so hope it's not too ridiculous and rambly, but thanks for watching. If you could send out some good energy, good thoughts, whatever to me. I would really appreciate it. And I will talk to you tomorrow.